Okay, this video is to review our Sig Fig rules. So we have like two kinds of Sig Fig rules. One is that any number that's not a zero counts. So if we ask you how many Sig Figs and it's not zero, then you would count that one as you're trying to figure out how many. Now, the zeros are the tricky part. If there are zeros in front of the numbers, they never count. So for example here, we have the number, this number here. These zeros are in front of the numbers, so these two zeros would not count. Zeros between the numbers always count. So if we go back to that same one, this one is between two numbers, so it counts. It can be between two numbers, like it could be like this. And all of those numbers are between the numbers. All of those zeros are between the two numbers, so all of those zeros would count. Sandwich zeros always count. And then the last zero rules is if they're behind the numbers. If they're behind the numbers, they sometimes count, and that's only if there's a decimal written. The decimal can be anywhere in the number. It could be in front of the zeros, behind the zeros, between the zeros, it doesn't matter. If there's a decimal written, then zeros behind numbers count. So let's look over the couple examples. Here we have zeros in front of the number. They never count. We have a zero between the numbers, so it counts. Here we have a zero behind the numbers, and we have to look for the decimal. There it is, so it counts. This number would have 1, 2, 3, 4 sig figs. This one that I just drew in here, zero in front, doesn't count. Numbers that are not zero, they count. And then all of these ones are between, so they also count. This would have 5 sig figs. So this one was 4. Here we have zeros in front, they don't count, so this only has 1 sig fig. And here we have zeros behind, they're behind, and there's a decimal, so all of those zeros count. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4 sig figs. I'll give you one more example. Suppose we had this, just 100. Since the decimal isn't written, these zeros are behind and there's no decimal written, they don't count. This would just have 1 sig fig. SF for sig fig. Okay, thanks.